Welcome to Joa Fitness Health Wellness Video Podcast, a space to ignite your day through positive conversations. We bring people that have created excellence in their life, sharing high vibration in their reawakening path.
Hello, how are you? How are you today? You are listening to Back into Alignment. My name is Joa Rivas and it's Friday. It's a great day because every Friday I post episodes about spinal health. That's why the podcast is called Back into Alignment, because there is always light at the end of the tunnel. If you do have neck pain, back pain, and the lower back perhaps, or sciatica, this is a podcast that you want to join every Friday. If you have comments, please send us your comments, not only to me, but all guest speakers that come here. They actually come with open hearts to support you because they are so passionate about what they do. And today we have Morentin for the last time. It's been so fast, but it's been very exciting and inspirational to hear your story, which is like completely mind-blowing, but also your commitment to support your community and share these positive stories. So how are you, Al?
Doing great, Joe. How are you?
Yes, I am excited for the new month. It's actually September. So new month is just about to start, and tomorrow is going to be full moon. And for those people listening, it's a great time to create intentions for this new month starting. So I'm very excited. And also today, we're actually chatting about the cannabis and the spinal health specifically. The last two talks, we talk about arthritis. Arthritis has been teaching me a lot. I just was diagnosed with osteoarthritis. And I have been learning so much. It's so funny when you actually have a health condition, that's when you start discovering so much of it and that you're not alone. 1 every 5 women in Canada are suffering of arthritis. And I didn't know about this. So maybe you are one of them, maybe your mom or your sister or your aunt. So this is for you. If you do have rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis, we welcome you to check 2 episodes before this one, where you actually can get to hear the miraculous ways to be treated with cannabis and CBD oils and all these blends that Al formulates. Al is a health coach, but also a cannabis consultant in Arizona. He actually healed his glaucoma. He actually has the vision now even better than before. So I'm so excited. Can you please tell us a little bit about you, Al, like for those people that are actually tuning in now?
Okay, yeah, so I've been involved with cannabis and holistic health for over 3 decades. Help people to overcome and manage conditions through programs that I've created. And the big thing about me is I went blind from glaucoma and got my vision back with cannabis oils, and then throughout that course, I created the CBD company so I never go blind again. And then we just help people all over the country overcome and manage conditions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you said it's so easy, but can you imagine losing your vision? I mean, I don't even imagine. That's so scary. And I bring it back. That is amazing. I mean, that story by itself is so powerful. And I have gotten questions about, is this the same blend that they use for pets? Because I know pets, especially dogs, tend to lose their vision when they're getting older. Do they use the same blend for the pets, for dogs?
Typically, the animals will have a pure crystalline CBD, which has no other cannabinoids in it, and that's what we usually provide to animals. And they do have success. Like a lot of dogs will have like cataracts and stuff, and it helps. And that's basically crystallization and calcification in the eye. And CBD and other cannabinoids help to break down calcification and crystallization all over your body, including your eyes.
And there is actually a possibility for the dog to actually get healed with it.
Yeah, we've had success with that.
Okay.
And even where their eyes start to look like cloudy,
Yeah.
and then they clear up. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting talk to have in the future together. Today we are chatting about back pain. As you remember my story, I was diagnosed with scoliosis when I was 15 years old in Venezuela. And then since then, I started being very active in understanding what's happening to my spine. I practiced yoga and Pilates for many years, and I actually graduated in 2010 as a teacher. I have been very dedicated to really take care of my spine so much. I stopped drinking alcohol for 10 years. I'm very careful with what I eat. I try to drop the insulin as much as I can and manage those spikes so I can reduce the inflammation in our body, especially in the joints. And yeah, very interestingly, I still have some issues and just makes me human like anyone. And I'm here sharing today specifically this approach, which I never had anything in the back for the past 4 years. I never have talked about cannabinoids and healing back pain. We're talking about back pain manifested as a nerve pinch on the neck. Perhaps you have a nerve impingement. Perhaps you have pinning needles, you have frozen shoulder, you may have something more specific like scoliosis or even sciatica. So Al, tell us a little bit about the power of cannabinoids specifically for inflammation on the joints.
So the cannabinoids, they have really like almost miraculous kind of benefits, for having, back pain and joint pain, things like that. A lot of people, about 50% of people that take the full spectrum CBD or the full spectrum cannabis, they'll get results like within 45 minutes. They'll say, hey, either like some of them that have like more of the neuropathy kinds of symptoms, they get like crazy relief. And then the people with the arthritis, they've had it forever, they're like, are you kidding me? Like, I feel like great right now. If I keep on taking this, I know I might probably feel better. That's about 50% of the people, and then the other 50%, they need a little bit of a protocol and to stay on it more consistently. But it is almost like magic. When I first started giving it to people, and it was the stories they would tell me about their success, it just seemed fake. But they were telling me like they were, they were just relying back, and they were continuing to buy, right? When I first started selling, I didn't have a website. I didn't have a phone number on the labels. I didn't, and people would like, you know how long it took me to find you, because there was no other CBD companies either. We were the first CBD company in California.
Oh,
So
okay.
but yeah, it's amazing the benefits. It has anti-inflammatory, pain relieving, like just like NSAIDs, but it also has a healing effect as well if you use it over time.
Now, I want to know more. I'm actually in Toronto, Canada, where we find cannabinoids always. We can find them in dispensaries, right? So there's a big business now happening every corner. We have a dispensary. We can just stop and buy and go. You can also order in the Canadian website where you actually get the delivered home, right? And one is taxed, both are your taxed. So now the question is about the source. Like you said that your source is definitely different than any other source. Can you please tell us about the difference of yours and other cannabinoids or cannabis that you can find in the store next door?
Okay, so the difference between like what we have and what the bigger commercial operations have, which is what sells,
In
throughout
market.
the,
Mhm.
yeah. So they go for throughput, like they have massive operations for grows, and they're just trying to grow as much as they can, artificial lighting, all this kind of stuff. And then they go for like hundreds and hundreds of kilos per day, of throughput, even like 1,000 pounds or 1,000 kilos per hour kind of a thing, and that's and they get a conglomeration of farms, putting that in there. So there's a variety of qualities, and you just can't control it,
Mhm.
and it's just commercial stuff. It's just your basic stuff, and it has some benefit, but not all. Ours is grown in biodynamic farms, beyond organic. They literally create their own nutrients. They don't buy fertilizer and all that kind of stuff. They literally do. It's called Korean natural farming, KNF. And it's really, really awesome. We have access to thousands of acres, and each crop that comes in, I have access to several different ones, and we get the COAs, the certificates of analysis, back, and I'm able to look at them and determine which one's going to give the best oil that has the best benefits for us, for our community, and then that's what we get. So it's a very selective process. And then on the extraction and the formulation side, we don't use commercial equipment. We use lab grade equipment. It has smaller production quality or quantities, but the quality is much better because it's made for lab use.
So the people that come to you, do they actually tell you, hey, you know what, I try another one and definitely I want to go back to yours because yours is different? Do you actually can see the difference, or you just can feel the difference? Like, how would you be able to detect when you're taking mass production of weed instead of like yours, which is a little bit more cleaner, and it's like you say, the process is much different?
Yeah, so definitely there's tons of people, like tons and tons of people that say that they've tried other CBD brands, other cannabis brands, and just said like they had given up, and then they were recommended to us, and they tried it, and that was their golden ticket right there. Like just several people. So we've had a few people that said that they've tried like 6 other brands, and then that like the 7th one was their lucky charm. We had 2 people that had literally 6 other brands they tried, and then they tried ours as the 7th one through recommendation.
Yeah, of course, the source is very important. And I wanted to know, your brand is only cheap within USA, or you can actually ship overseas?
We're just in USA right now. Canada is like they have something going on right now where they want to be able to accept it, but they can't right now. They have to change the law, but it's in progress right now. And when that happens, we will ship to Canada, but right now we're just USA.
Okay.
Yeah. And the way to think about the qualities, right? Like think about wine. There's the $2 chuck, that you find at the corner store, and there's like the $300 bottles of wine that just have all these different qualities, and different notes and all these different components inside that just make it ultra special, and it's usually the soil and the variety of plant and the actual person that the winemaker, and that's what we are. We have that proper soil, the heirloom variety seeds, sun grown in the ground, so it gets all the nutrition from the sun, uptakes the minerals and digests them. There's all kinds of different reasons.
And in terms of the way, as you suggest, for back pain, let's say I'm trying now a cream that is topical cream, and an oil on the tongue, right? Like on your mouth, so what sources do you recommend in terms of like specifically today for those people that are listening that may have back pain, neck pain, stiffness in the hip? So what would be the most efficient way to start trying this way to heal?
Okay, so my favorite way is to do either the tincture like you're doing, like under the tongue, or some capsules in the morning and the evening. Okay. And that people will take a capsule or do the tincture, and they'll feel relief, like where their issue is, either in the back or in joints or something. A lot of people will just they'll go towards a topical first. I like the cream, and put it just at the point of contact, and that's cool because it does relieve, pain and make you more mobile, make the joint more like lubricated, but it's not the primary source of healing. That could get you hooked, like hey, like there's something to this, right? And it helps, but then once you find that out, then you take what I call the primary source of health and healing, which is the capsules and tincture taken internally or
Okay.
orally.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's something that happens. It feeds your endocannabinoid system that way.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk about the EDS, which is the endocannabinoid system that we do have it in our bodies, and there are two types of receptors, and one goes right into your brain. So actually, it's really interesting that now there's so many proof about the benefits of using cannabis, because we actually, our body, it has the receptors. So now the more studies that there are out there, medical studies, is actually very promising that it's going to be global and more countries will have access in a legal way. So now let's share some of those great stories that you can bring in related to the spinal health. Do you remember any of your case studies?
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's two that come to mind that are super awesome. One was from a while back. His name was John. He's from the city of Orange, and he was a referral from his neighbor across the street who just he's referred the most people, like over 20 people to us, his I guess entire family would. But anyways, his neighbor across the street has like actually he was getting CBD for his cat. Okay, and so it was the pure CBD, and I gave it to him for his cat, and I just explained how to do it for him, like the protocols, and then just didn't think anything of it. Went home, and about a month later, I got a phone call from John, and he says, "Hey, my cat won't take the CBD," and I don't know how he was giving it to him, but like he said, "My cat won't take the CBD, but I have this neuropathy. I have like this numbness and tingling, this burning in my foot. I've had it for over 20 years. Can I take it?" And I'm like, well, it's the same kind of, the same kind of quality, as humans, but it's just a super low dose, but you could take it.
Yeah.
So he took it that night, under the tongue. And the next morning, like real early in the morning, he called me and said, "Hey, that worked. Come over and bring the human stuff, bring the stronger stuff." So I went over, and when I first met him a month earlier, he was, he's in his early 70s, and he had the neuropathy, so he got up out of his chair really slow, and he had to steady himself, and then he shook my hand, and he sat down, and he wasn't up. So when I came to see him that next time, a month later, to give him the humans stronger stuff, he goes, "Hey," and he gets up out of his chair, and he turns around like with his hands up in the air, and I go, "Hey, wait a minute." He goes, "No, I feel great." And I was like, "Hey, I understand you feel great, but you've had this for 20 years, and just you want to take it easy." And his wife says, "No, he was at the foot of the stairs last night dancing barefoot, and he
Yeah.
hasn't done that in over 20 years." And
Yes, at the end, it's all about dancing, and that was one of the things I told you. I feel that's one of the things I really miss is dancing for long periods. Now I dance for a little bit, and then my hip hurts. But again, I started a uh, very positive story, very happy story. If he actually can dance after 20 years, that's amazing. Like you were saying, like I was looking one of your videos on YouTube and talking about all these doctors, regular doctors, they actually promoting the use of cannabinoids for their patients, but also to their own families. This doctor that had a kid with epileptic attacks, and he actually is administering this to their own son, right? So this actually can show that you really trust this medicine, especially knowing that we do have the system in the receptors in our body. So very very exciting to hear that these stories happen many times in the people that come to you. And I just started with the protocol, so I have to see how my body reacts. I wanted to ask you, how long do I wait to increase my concentration dosage?
Okay, so you usually start out, with the smaller dosage. Over here, it's like 25 milligrams dosages,
Okay.
and we do morning and evening, and then
Mhm.
you could do little micro doses, like just a few drops or whatever during the day if you have a flare up. Okay,
Okay.
so you do that for about 7 to 10 days, and then you check in, and usually you're doing at least a little bit good. You feel something, right? So some people, they're like, hey, this, I feel great, and this is just me, I'm fine with this. And if that's you, you just keep on going. If you feel like I feel pretty good, but I think I could use a little more, then you double it up to 50 milligrams twice a day.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
and then the flare-ups, like, they'll happen at first, like they might happen a few of them during the day, and it's okay to take a few drops here and there throughout the day, and those flare-ups will lessen up as time goes on to where you don't have any anymore, and you're not doing any during the day.
Mhm.
But you don't have to worry about getting addicted to it, because it's not addictive.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's and also you part of your protocols include some of anti-inflammatory elements like MSM, the sulfur. You also commented about the omega-3s. You also commented about vitamin D and K2, and also Ayurvedic medicine like Shilajit, Ashwagandha, and this type of extra support for our bodies. And as you know, if you've been listening up to now, you know that a big part of how our body is responding is related to what we are eating. So make sure that you have a proper approach to your nutrition and all. So thank you so much, Al. It's been awesome work today. Actually, 4 weeks together. It passed so fast, the 4 weeks. I learned a lot from you. I always love your positive spirit, especially telling a story that is actually very transformational. I'm happy that you have found your purpose and you supporting the community with this healing process. I wish you the best with your company that keeps growing and perhaps globally to other places. And thank you so much. Al, do you want to share one last thought about these topics that we've been chatting?
Well, just that, if you believe in possibility, then anything is possible, right? That's the biggest thing. Give it a try, and be willing to have something positive happen to you, because a lot of people don't. They're afraid of success. They've been with their injury so long that it becomes part of them, and it's sort of almost scary for them to heal.
Yeah, it's in the mind. It's in the mind. It's all on the brain. First, we gotta believe and feel it, and then it comes to you with solutions like these. I do have something to tell you right away, because it's September, and September is there is a celebration happening globally. It's called the World Wellness Weekend. It happens 16, 17, and 18 of September, so very soon. And I'm going to start with a 7-day commitment of the Brain Body program. So for the people that follow me, you know that I've been working around the posture because my own posture and my own scoliosis for the entire last decade. And in 2015, I developed this program called the Posture School Program that I have been running for 7 years in Spanish and English, where I support those people with back pain by relearning our patterns of movement patterns, including yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, dynamic movements, primitive movements, and not only movement, but also connecting with our brain by retraining our eyes, which Al can understand. We need to train our eyes. Our eyes have muscles, and we forget to train our eyes equally. And we also release our jaw that gets very tight. And when you have a jaw that is tight, it's going to create tension around your neck, which will actually affect the flow of energy and flow of blood to your brain. So this is all included in the 7-day brain body connection that I am going to start this month to give it to all the listeners that are part of this community. Your community is also invited, Al. It's a 7-day practice. You will be really receiving a video to practice one exercise per day for 7 days. And then in the last day, we want to have a call all together to see what did we get out of the 7 days and which exercise you found the most valuable for you. Some people have clenching teeth. Some people have one eye that is not tracking proper objects. Sometimes we have tight neck. So all this is actually be working on the brain body, and it's also a way for me to share what I'm learning. I've been studying a lot about the brain and the body through the spine, and it's fascinating knowing that our body is a unit from the head to the toes, and we cannot disconnect our brain. Brain is a big part of how we actually move. It's everything, right? The nerve system is everything, and that's something that I actually very excited to start this year, to bring awareness about our brain and our body and improving the posture. So this is the first announcement, and I'm sure Al's community will love to know about this. And you have the green light to be part of this first release of the brain body. 7 days. I'm only giving you a commitment of 7 days, and I don't call it a challenge because I feel like challenge, it creates a lot of like force against. I feel like it's more of a commitment that you're like, okay, you know what, I want to try this new program. So thank you so much, all, and all your positivity. I wish you the best. I really hope we can connect one more time together in the future for another podcast. And remember that together we are stronger. Thank you so much, my friends.
Thank you, Joa.
Thank you all.
We invite you to subscribe to this channel and share with your community. Please leave comments below, and if you like the episode, click the like button. Have a beautiful day.